So here is another pair of New Balance that I picked up on sale, and I think I got them at a really good price. They were like £85, and the retail price on these is 220, I believe. The reason I was interested is not because of the way the sneaker looks, but the colorway. Just for some reason, it really sort of spoke to me and kind of felt like a New Balance Travis Scott collab, and they're kind of using the same sort of colorways as you saw on the Jordan 1s. But with this one, the colorway on here is just really nice. They've kind of done a really good job on this, and I know they came out at the beginning of 2023. So back then, I didn't really want to sort of pull the trigger on paying sort of £220 for them. But for getting them for £85 was worth kind of getting. I don't have too many sneakers kind of in this sort of blue type colorway, and New Balance don't tend to do too many of these in terms of this kind of sort of white and blue colorway. And it's got sort of nice cream hits on it. So it's a 990 V2, which I've never owned a pair of, but they don't kind of look quite right when you see them in hand, if you know what I mean. But when you put them on feet, they look really cool. They look really nice, and they're quite comfortable as well. Actually, not as comfortable as a 990 V6 or a V4, but still true to sort of New Balance. They are still comfortable. I also like the fact that the leather just feels really soft and really sort of premium, especially like I think this is kind of more nubuck material, but it just feels so soft. I've not felt any kind of material like that recently, and it just feels really good. Here the leather feels nice as well. It's just kind of a really well sort of constructed sneaker. I actually went up a half size in this because that was the only size that was left, but it seems to fit me fine. Maybe it's slightly a little too big, and I think if it loosens up more, then it probably will be a little bit too big. But for the price that I got them for, I'm kind of happy to have that compromise. Obviously I'd want them sort of more my size, but again, it's not a bad thing. The traction just feels sort of basic, kind of probably more outdated now, but it still hopefully does the job, I guess. But I don't think it would probably be more like I'd be wearing these sort of summer, sort of springtime, really, because of the colorway itself. But it just looks like a really cool colorway, really. Like I said, it's something that kind of the Travis Scott Fragment would kind of release if they had like a New Balance trainer, which they probably won't ever have, but you know what I mean. So here's the details for the New Balance 990 V2 in white and blue. So it comes in a white and blue colorway, and it has a Abzorb midsole, basically for impact protection. And it's mainly made up of sort of suede and leather and mesh upper, and they seem to be of very good quality. The price on these is £200. So in terms of the comfort and sizing, I think this has a sort of medium sole. There's no sort of softness to it. There's no sort of give, really. If you have the give, it's very little, but it does feel sort of really sort of neutral on feet. I would give it that, and it has sort of good sort of arch support for a early sort of 90s sort of retro runner. It does have sort of good enough support in that sense, and it's very sort of neutral on foot. And because the sole sort of sits slightly on the low side, you kind of don't really feel any sort of too much fatiguing. And with these, there's no sort of wearing time. The materials that are used on this are really nice, so that kind of helps a lot. And obviously being a sort of mesh upper, and you can go sort of true to size on these, in my opinion. And after about 5 to 6 hours, they kind of loosen up more like any other New Balance sneaker. And I think if you have sort of a wide foot, you can probably even go up half size. And these are basically, because it's like a late 80s, early 90s retro, it's very much kind of got an okay sort of traction, really. It's not like anything amazing. So in terms of the look and style, I kind of like the neutral colours and the kind of blue hits on there. It kind of almost looks like a New Balance Travis Scott Fragment collaboration, which is maybe kind of what the nod was to. But the colours really work on this, and I'm not really seeing sort of too many New Balances with this type of colourway. And because it's a mesh runner, I think spring summer is probably best to sort of wear these, because it's sort of cream white colour. You're going to ruin them in the winter time and autumn time. And you can these ones, because they kind of got that retro look to them, and they're a bit more sort of chunkier and less sort of lines, and it's just sort of a less busy sneaker. It's got kind of those kind of classic paneling, similar to an Air Max 1. You can dress these up casually in smart casual, so you can easily sort of wear these with sort of chinos and a blazer, that kind of thing, as well as kind of sort of dressing down. And then basically it comes with sort of the white laces, but you could also put in the blue that come with it as well. And I think sail would go great with these as well. So in terms of the final thoughts, I like the fact that it feels like a Fragment collab, and that's a really nice sort of touch. It kind of just looks really cool, and they're kind of got the blue elements used in the right spots. And I've not really seen sort of materials like this really, and I've not had too many sort of New Balances, especially like the older sort of models. And the materials, especially sort of the suede or the nubuck or whatever they're using, it just feels really, really soft to the touch and really kind of malleable. And like I said, it's just got great quality material, so I can't sort of fault that. And in terms of the cons, I think the costs on these, because it's like a retro runner and it's a very old one, it's not got much tech in there, the cost is really high. I understand they're using really good materials, but £200 is a lot of money. So in terms of the ratings, I give the look and style a 5 out of 5. It's a funny one because when you look at it on pictures, it looks nice, but not like amazing that you kind of want to go out and buy it. But the colorway kind of sold it for me, and if I'm honest, when I put them on feet, they look even better. So I definitely sort of recommend them. The comfort, I wouldn't say it's as nice as a sort of 1906R, but like I said, because it feels neutral on foot and there's not really kind of any sort of too much give on the midsole itself, especially sort of in the forefoot heel area, I think most of the comfort comes from the insole itself, and that feels really nice on foot. And I think the quality is a 5. I think the materials used and the way it's been constructed, it just feels really nice on foot. I'm not sure in terms of the durability at the moment because this is my first pair of 990 V2s, but the quality seems really up there. And the pricing, I'll give it a 3. The reason why I gave it a 3 is basically £200 is a lot of money, and I know they're using sort of nicer materials, but it's still a hefty sum. I picked these up for I think £85, so I didn't pay too much for them, and I'm quite happy paying that price. But I don't know if I'd pay 200. I think for this it's probably kind of, in my opinion, Air Max 1 territory, and if they're using sort of more premium materials, and I guess it would be sort of £150. So it's probably like £50 over price in my opinion. And overall, I'll give it a 5 out of 5 still, regardless of the pricing issues. I think it's just one of those sort of classic New Balance sneakers, especially the colourway as well. It just really sort of speaks to me.